Hello and welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andrej.
And I'm back. You can call me Patrick.
Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Game 5, the MultiZone Store Championship. 5? Yeah, 5 sounds about right.
Sure.
So
good
this
number.
is the MultiZone, which is out in Gatineau.
Yeah.
A bunch of people from Montreal. We drove down.
Over the river from Ottawa?
Yeah, just about right. And this is the last game of Swiss.
Yeah.
So we're back
boy.
at top table. That is me still on the right. I had a lovely day at Swiss today. Up to now, I had only lost one game.
Oh, cool.
Which is I'm doing remarkably well with this Titan Max idea.
Yeah.
But that means that the opponent on the other side of the table has to be incredibly good too.
They've probably also done pretty well.
They did pretty well. So on the left, we have Alex. And Alex has been on the channel before, a very strong player. And do you recognize that playmat?
It's kind of an old playmat, isn't it?
No, it's actually really new.
Oh, is it new?
So
Alex,
Alex,
is this from, I'll let you tell me.
Alex is a really, really strong player. He plays out in Ottawa, and he won the Icebreaker tournament, which is the tournament.
The ANRPC.
Oh no, actually, this was at FFG. They did a tournament the day before Worlds, I think it was. It was called the Icebreaker tournament.
Oh,
It had
okay.
like 250 people in it, maybe. Alex managed to get first.
Wow.
Really, really competitive player. They also worth giving a shout out to the guys in Ottawa. They were in the ANRPC what's it called? King of Servers tournament.
Yep, yeah, the King of Servers.
Managed to come in fourth. Mm-hmm. Pretty good
Yeah,
for
cool. Good for them.
a meta of 12 people, I think, in Ottawa.
Yeah, it's a small meta, but very strong players.
Really strong players. So now I have to face off against Alex, and I'm kind of terrified about this.
Oh, don't worry about it.
But
You'll do fine.
I hope. A mid-season deck is favorable against Noise.
Yep.
Noise doesn't have a lot of money, doesn't have something like Film Critics, so it can be easy to land mid-seasons into a kill or a psycho.
But he's also just as likely to trash some of your combo pieces.
Exactly.
And that's what you have to worry about.
That's very problematic. So I promise you, this is going to be an exciting matchup. This was the most fun in a matchup I had all day. So
cool.
Looking forward to that. I want to throw an ice out on HQ. Why? Against Noise, I think there's two big HQ pressures. Lamprey.
Lamprey, sure.
Lamprey is obnoxious, and the other is Imp. In a deck with Scorched Earth, with Midseason
You don't want to see
Psycho, Imp is the worst thing. And leaving R&D open, I think
Classic Andrej at this point.
that's
Really.
kind of what I do. Top
All
deck
right.
Archer, and I don't know, I think Alex might actually have an Imp or a medium in hand. But a Data Sucker will get that Archer out of there.
He's happy to get rid of that Archer.
And that is an interesting thing that I saw Alex do all day, and I've been thinking about it, and I'm still not sure where I stand. Do you run install virus, or do you install virus run?
That's hard.
It's
hard, isn't it?
difficult, and I don't think there's a for sure better way, or the best way,
I think
mean.
run install virus.
Run it.
Because then
the
you-
information
you,
is
yeah,
good.
you know more.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Kind of. Hostile Takeover is going to come out. We are giving one bad publicity. It might not be the worst thing for Noise.
They might not be running Eater. They might not be running traditional breakers.
I think it's Faust, and maybe the only thing to capitalize on that would be Street Peddler
Sure.
at best. Cyber Feeder hitting the table turn 2 is going to be a lot of money.
Yeah, that's good economy right
And cash is coming out for basically free. That is 3 credits and a mil. And if you've not seen any of these Noise decks before, the idea is a lot of cheap viruses, Aesop's Pawn Shop, Draw Engine.
there. Yeah, that's classic Noise.
And that's a really good Noise deck still. And even with open R&D,
Still open R&D.
seem
Still
pretty
open
confident.
archives. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're looking good.
we're going to check that server. Something was popped into that. I have a Jackson in hand, but it looks like that is something worth protecting. Hive is my favorite anti-Faust ice in the kind of Weyland Rush decks that I play. That's
Interesting.
6 cards to Faust. That's untenable early
Sure.
game.
Yeah.
It does get worse and worse as the game goes on, but that's usually the point when Parasite comes out anyways.
It's usually how the game goes anyway.
Yeah. So a medium is hitting the table.
Great.
And you know what? Alex is not going to run at this point. And he...
Interesting.
we were obviously talking during the game, and he says, gotta respect C-Source.
Oh, okay.
Which is true.
I guess you do. He doesn't have much money right now.
I think he has one I've had worse into hand, but C-Source into Traffic Accident, or that doesn't work. C-Source into Double Scorch could be game.
Sure.
Or even C-Source into Trash Wildside. That's a big deal.
Yeah. So he just put out Chronotype, which means he's got the combo up.
Yeah, so we are running. That
Wild Cakes.
was Wild Cakes. Dance at Night.
Chronoside.
Pancake in Morning.
Yeah.
Pretty good. We're going to ice up that R&D. I think if that's an agenda, that might be something I scored, but that medium is a kind of the pressure you have to respect.
Right.
Imp in the bin. Kind of weird. I think Imp might be the best card in this matchup that Noise has.
Imp in the bin. I think that's a dessert.
It could be. Yeah. Install for 1, advance. That's probably a slow roll Atlas.
Yep.
Getting an Atlas with counters is really good against Noise. Remember, I am playing a mid-season deck.
Yeah, for sure.
So if Noise does get an agenda from Archives...
It's a nice way to counter Noise's random milling by being able to tutor cards into your hand before they're milled.
Right before they're milled. So if Noise runs Archive at this point and accesses with only 4 credits, that's an easy mid-seasons. And at that point, all resources can die.
Yep.
He can die. Noise could die, I guess.
Noise could die.
Noise could die.
I didn't want to say it, but Noise could die.
Yeah, sacrificial clone. But then a turntable. And I did not realize how good this card is.
Oh, it's so good against Titan.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Not only am I running a mixtures of 1-pointers and 3-pointers, which on its own is a liability.
He's going to take those counters from you.
Those counters are a problem.
Oh, boy.
The only respite I have is that if he runs Archives and I know there's an agenda in there,
right?
You just use the Atlas
tokens. You can use the tokens right away.
Before I lose them, which is the best that you can do at that point.
Ooh, I do love Turntable. It didn't make a splash when it first came out, but a few people are finally respecting it. It's such a great ability. Good. I love it.
I don't know, there's a strong player in our meta, Jerome, who's been playing a Noise deck that runs 2 Turntable and 2 Grimoire.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Whatever he feels like.
And I've been enjoying it a lot, because some matchups, one or the other is good.
Yeah.
Looks like Alex is going to run Archives and pull out a Data Sucker right before the access on Street Peddler, just to get another cheeky mill.
Might as well.
Sees no agendas.
Okay.
A lot of money, though, and that's okay, but that's a surprising. I think I got pretty lucky right there.
Yeah.
If not, we'd have to use those Atlas tokens.
He's also thinking, okay, now I know this guy doesn't have very many agendas in his deck, probably.
Yeah, you could tell that.
2 of them are out.
Or maybe HQ is full.
Yep.
That's the problem with Weyland right now, is there is not that much ice at this point that would be scary to face check.
Right.
A lot of it is really expensive end the runs, or maybe the best is Caduceus.
Caduceus is great.
Enigma is okay. Data Pike is something. But it looks like we're just going to take some money, throw some ice on Archives. There is a Clot on the table.
Yes.
And that is a big deal. For things like Hostile Takeover.
It shuts down Hostile Takeover, and he doesn't even know you have psychographics yet.
It is really easy to understand, and I think Alex also said that he expected me to play Biotic.
Oh, cool.
Biotic is a really good card with Atlas.
For Atlas, for the Atlas train.
Because you can start training Atlases for an absurd amount of money.
Sure.
Another ice on R&D. I did draw an agenda and a Cyberdex Virus Suite. I think for this day, my upgrade, what I did is I did 2 Crisiums, 1 CVS.
Okay.
Each event I would fluctuate between 1 Crisium, 2 CVS, or the opposite. And I might have picked the wrong choice today.
You mean you wanted more CVSs, not so many Crisiums?
I don't remember how things went, but
I'm surprised you don't go even more. I'm surprised you don't go full Crisium.
Yeah, Crisium's actually really sweet.
When I'm building Weyland these days, I just build 3 Crisium, then I look at what else I'm going to include.
Yeah. Crisium's really good against Siphon, which is a problem. I was worried for a lot of Apocalypse. I was playing an Apocalypse deck today. I thought people might also be in on that. Another Data Sucker on the table, and we're getting all these viruses out for free.
Yeah.
3 Data Suckers. That makes Ice really, really vulnerable. 1 run on a Central, and then that Hive can melt to a Parasite, which is... That's good value. You get another mill for the Parasite, so you are flying at this point.
Right.
And now with the pawn shop, that money is coming in.
He's going to be making a lot of money.
Yes.
And you're not even that far apart right now.
No, we really are not. And you can see, if I want to res Ice to keep him out, he doesn't have a breaker at this point, which is actually pretty good for me. So I feel like I can install Advance in Oaktown, get 2 credits. So at this point, you have to respect me. You see, Alex has been playing a bit slower. He has been respecting the potential C-Source.
Yes.
Because with 2 Atlas tokens, you have to expect C-Source, Scorch can come to hand at any moment. And he is right.
Sure.
Besides the fact that I'm not playing C-Source.
Okay, so he's selling the Data Sucker.
Yeah, sell that sucker, get 3 credits, because that was installed for free. And I don't know if you can test that Oaktown. It's either you have to Parasite that, which he cannot instant Parasite that without a Grimoire, so you'd have to run Essential.
Right.
Could be problematic.
And you can just res whatever comes before that.
Yeah, exactly. That would be a problem. If he has a Faust, I'm assuming there's a Faust in hand. There is. You can see it right there. So if that hits the table, you're going to spend cards to break. And that is the beauty of playing a Weyland kill deck at this point.
Yeah.
Is that if he wants to spend 4 or 5 cards getting into a server, probably between 2 and 4 with data suckers.
Sure. By the end of that run, he doesn't have the cards in hand to keep him alive.
Exactly. And with
he's making a deal with the devil at that point.
Yeah. 2 Alice tokens, that's easily into a sea source or medium.
Easy.
I mean, mid-seasons and then into a kill. We're going to install a Lamprey just for free because we can.
Because why not? And
then put the Faust down. So now we are playing Netrunner. We can get into those servers.
Yeah.
It's going to be real risky. That Oaktown is going to stay there, and Advance is going to give me 2 more credits. The question is, do you go for the last Advance?
Looks like you're not.
I think we'll think about it.
Oh, okay, we'll think about it.
We do have an Alice in hand, so maybe we could rush that. But now, once that card is scored, that hive is blank. 5 agendas scored makes that no subroutines on that hive.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's kind of fixed itself at this point.
Yep.
But this is the beauty of Weyland Rush with Kill. I'm at 5 points to 0.
Yeah.
2 hostile takeovers. If there was no Claude, I could purge and then Atlas for a hostile score it. Atlas for a hostile score it and win in 3 turns.
Sure.
If that CVS was installed, win in still 3 turns, I guess, at that point.
Yeah.
So this is something that's really difficult to deal with. I think there's no choice but to run archives at this point. Maybe pop something. If there's a CVS in there, the Clot can go. But if there's an agenda in there, the Alices have to go. So we're going to hit an interesting junction. There is 1 ice there. If that's going to be rezzed, it's going to take cards to break. But I'm going to spend money to res it. And maybe I don't want to spend money at this point. Noise has 13 credits. No res. And it looks like there is an agenda in there. So I'm going to start Alicing away and reveal my cards.
Okay, cool.
So Alex was not expecting this. Mid-seasons is not something you see out of faction a lot. And this kind of really slowed him down. He's already committed to accessing, so there's no...
oh, that's a good point.
Can't jack out at this point. You always confirm, do you want to
access?
I
love that little moment in the timing structure.
Yes.
As a corp, it makes me feel so good.
One thing I've only recently learned is that you can respond to that. So say, for instance, you move a bunch of counters with a Mumbat City Grid to an unres to a June bug that you have to res.
Mumbat Construction Corp?
Yeah, with a Mumbat Construction Corp. The runner does have a window to bring out a Deus Ex. Because they can react to your
if they can
reaction.
clone ship it or SMC
yes,
it.
They can. So he could react in theory right now. I don't think there's anything he can do.
He's got the Street Peddler.
He does have a Peddler. That is true, but he I guess he could use that. I'm not sure what he could use to fix things at this point. We're going to use the other Atlas for a restructure just to get that money up before we land that mid-seasons. And you know what? There is 1 agenda in there.
He doesn't want to give that to you.
That's a global food, and that's interesting. Because even if I didn't use the Alice tokens, do you think he would give me 3 points just to take 2 Alice tokens away from me? That's put me on 6 points.
That's a very interesting conundrum.
Yeah. It might have been interesting. And we did hit that CVS.
Cool. So the Clot is gone, and the data suckers are purged.
So if I have a Psychographics in hand, which I don't, I actually think that's in Archives already. I think the Psycho's in Archives.
Ouch, that's too bad.
If I had that in hand, I could have mid-seasoned. Or if it was even my deck, I could have mid-seasoned, Psycho, install the Atlas.
Sure.
Install the Atlas and win. The Clot is gone because he did hit the CVS, but it looks like that Psycho is in Archives. So the game is not going to be that easy. Oh, we were so close right there.
Yeah.
And we're going to pull out an imp.
You know, I was thinking if he had grabbed a 2-pointer, if he had grabbed the right agenda, there could have been a way where your hive suddenly becomes useful again.
Yes.
If he swapped it around. I was just thinking about that. That would have been interesting. It didn't happen.
Yeah. So Imp is going to hit the table and run HQ. Alex has to hit that mid-seasons or things are going to get bad fast. The problem with Enigma is that run last click, it was only 1 card. I do have 7 cards in hand, though, so things are looking
got a nice spread.
Bit favorable.
But he needs to hit it.
Single access is Jackson, which
he's okay with trashing that, but still not what he wants.
Not the best, but that's actually pretty bad for me.
Sure.
There's 2 Jacksons, I believe, in Archives at this point. 1 left in the deck, and that is a card I need to bring back my what's it called? Psychographics.
That's right.
And I am not going to mid-seasons right away. I do have a restructure. We both know that, so we're okay with the backpedal, it seems. And we're going to have to think. So I've been watching a lot of my games on the basis that do this video thing.
Oh yeah?
And I don't...
I thought you outsourced it.
to have a reasonable... I don't have I don't know how much to mid-season someone.
I never know.
Like,
do I go all in?
Because I think in the last game with Hanny, I mid-season it's too much. Because he took eight.
You did boost the trace a little bit. I don't think you needed to.
I'm not sure if it was necessary. Looks like we're going to restructure
depends on how quickly
first.
you think you can win.
Yes. And this is the interesting question also now on Alex's side. Is that I have to make this trace higher than trace... probably trace 15 is where I wanted to get at least 3 tags.
Because you want,
just so that it can psycho score.
Or to get the traffic accident active.
Yep. And now the question is, does he boost?
Does he fight this?
I don't know.
Well, you're putting it at 16.
So we're at 16, so I have 6 credits left, which is a respectable number. You can still hedge fund your way out of that.
He can go broke. Well, he'll get 3 credits on his next turn.
He can. I do have a click so I can trash Aesop's or Wildside.
Yeah.
So now he has to understand that his credits are gone. You can also expect to close accounts. I think that's a pretty safe expectation. So it looks like on that basis, Alex is going to boost.
And the fun thing in Noise is that if you're playing with caches, you can sometimes put the cache out and leave it there with the virus counters on it.
Just
if you're expecting the closed accounts.
Yeah, that's always really clever. Looks like I'm going to actually trash the Aesop's pawn shop.
Wrecking his rig.
So Weyland's going to burn down that store. No.
Well, it was pretty flammable. Yeah. He was using asbestos. It's an old store.
It's cheaper, yeah.
Yeah.
Asbestos is fireproof, right? No, we can't put that on our walls anymore.
Well, we can't put it on our walls, but yes, you're right. It's there because it's fireproof. What was I saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
Can you put something in here?
Yeah, we'll edit that.
Thank you.
So
I said a weird thing.
We've entered an interesting Cold War of sorts. There is a lot of tags on that runner. I think it's 4. We're going to pull those tags up a bit later once we remember for the video.
Okay, well, might as well tell the viewers what we're seeing.
Yeah.
Or not seeing. Wow, look at that great tag animation. You must have put hours into that. You shouldn't have.
Okay, so we have to now play a lot slower and carefully think. To win the game, I have a couple outs. I can go for the kill.
You can go for the kill. That might work. But you know he's probably hoarding his I've had worses.
Yes. Imp is looking really scary at this point.
Sure.
Claude is no longer on the table, so double hostile infrastructure could win. If I can get my psychographics back, that can win again. Yeah. That's another way. I can also kind of keep Noise out on the basis that he needs to use cards to break.
He doesn't want to use his Faust.
And you don't want to use Faust. Lamprey on the table. Lamprey Imp is a really good combination at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
I need money. I don't have a lot of money, and he needs accesses to start imping things. I need to find my last Jackson.
Sure.
I need to find meat damage. I need to find money. All these things are in my deck, but in what combination is going to be really difficult.
Man. I want to look at what is in his heap. I want to know if he has another Aesops. I want to see.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think there's at least one Wildside already in the heap. You can see it there kind of sticking out.
You're right.
And whether or not you would install a Wildside if I trash the Wildside on the basis that you're tagged is an interesting problem. This game is going to come down to counting influence. Which is difficult against Titan because I have 17.
I like it. That's 2 more than 15.
Yeah.
Last time.
Looks like we're going to kind of backpedal on El Lamprey and have a nice think about things. I get an unmill a card, which is I'm okay with because I did gain some information from that backpedal. And we are going to start to count influence.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So...
Do you shout out numbers while he's doing this?
No, that'd be rude. It's a quiet room, so I respect the science.
See, I never knew that was rude. I just do it. I mean, I do it for like an hour while I play a match of Netrunner just to see what happens.
Yeah, tilt is important, I guess.
Yeah, I don't win.
There is a Plascreed in his hand.
Oh, that's cool.
But he doesn't have any credits. So click, 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 install is a possibility.
That's a whole turn gone.
I mean,
he has no credits, so probably a whole turn not going to do much. We'll see.
It does limit it out, and I don't know this, so maybe just hit it playing a traffic accident or playing a Scorched Earth just to get rid of the cards from hand.
Sure.
And getting rid of those Plascreed could be useful because then you have to deja vu it back.
Absolutely.
And that is another 2 to 3 credits extra on that.
13.
Yeah.
See, it throws you off.
Where was I? So we've hit a hard time. You can also, with the Imp, with the Data Cycle, you can run R&D. I don't have a lot of credits to res ice. And if I'm resing ice just to end the run, I don't have credits to Psycho, I don't have credits to Scorched.
Sure. Yeah, it is in his best interest to make you res ice at this point.
Yep. This is a long turn. It is very possible that this could be his last turn.
Sure.
If I have another psychographics, because there wasn't 17 influence worth of cards in the deck, Clot is on the table. We don't have a clone chip. Whether there could be another Clot underneath the Street Peddler, and that is something I have to respect. But you do need at least 1 credit to do that.
Yeah.
If it's not during a run. We are remembering the tags. That is 4 tags for the runner, which is just enough to get some horrible things to happen. I do have a scoring remote too. Can maybe throw a card in that.
Sure.
One card that I recently included in my deck was Mark Yale.
Oh yeah, well, and Mark Yale and Titan go well together.
Yeah, Mark Yale and Titan have been going really well today, and that's the kind of card that I would love to throw in our server to beta run and then pop it for like 7 credits.
Oh, it's great.
Which is really good, but my Mark Yale is in the bin. It looks like after this long thought, the best decision, and I do support that, is Parasite. And then 2 data suckers to
random
kill that.
Random access from HQ.
And you get, I think, a random access with an imp.
With an imp. He might be able to trash something important.
This is a big deal. I know there's an Alice in hand. And
ooh. Okay.
That is the 2 influence that he didn't count. And that is a huge...
It's a good include, by the way.
Imp.
Nice.
This is my 2 extra influence for Titan. And Alex loves this. Because if he didn't see that card, it was going to be archived, install, Psycho.
Yep.
Oh my god, we are going to the wire on this.
That's right.
I think he can get another access, which is 2 more data sucker tokens.
No more imps.
Is
So
an
if he
Alice
sees a
in
Scorch,
there.
if he sees a
There is
Psycho.
no imp, but that is a traffic accident. A traffic accident into Scorch could be a thing at this point, but it looks like I don't have the pieces. I drew another agenda. And oh my god, I needed that archive memories. That was going to be game. But it looks like we're going to put an ice wall on HQ, and we are going to burn down that club.
That's too bad.
No more card draw, 0 credits. I lost another out. And
well, he is also losing. Like, you guys are both it's whoever doesn't lose now.
Yeah.
It's no longer a game about winning. It's just
we are both fighting tooth and nail just to hold on at this point.
Yeah, I can see your leg tapping.
I do get these. It helps me focus. Actually, I do like that. But
that's good.
Now with only a pancakes, the funny interaction is that makes Enigma worse.
And he's now regretting trashing that Enigma.
Yes, exactly. Could have broke that for 1 card. But you see, like, he's playing very, very intelligently. Okay, so we have 2 Jackson Psycho archives, a CVS in there. And an Archer is actually good to see too, because if you hit an Archer, if you don't spend a lot of cards, that's going to wipe your rig.
Yeah.
I think we are missing 2 data sucker tokens. Let's see if that matters. I think we forgot that on the last access. Imp is gone. No money. We can run R&D, and it looks like I don't have the credits to res. Single access, this could be pretty bad, but it's only a restructure.
Okay.
Useless card to me at this point.
Useless card.
But you can always mill that, get another access, I suppose. And that's the beauty of Cyber Feeders. Even with no credits, Alex is able to install things like a Lamprey for free.
Yep.
And with only an Ice Wall, Lamprey is a problem. So an Ice Wall is going to be res. That can be a single card, but Alex only has 3 cards in hand, I think.
It's good that you had an Ice Wall, because he could have really just go shut down your economy entirely.
Could have capitalized heavily on that. And I have 2 agendas in hand. And it looks like with 3 cards in hand, the Mighty Ice Wall is going to do it.
Cool.
On the basis that maybe Beanstalk into Scorch could be game.
Yeah.
He knows I have a traffic accident, so even double traffic accident could be game.
That's true.
Oh, we do remember those data sucker tokens. So, those actually came from the R&D run, so we're still behind on 2. So we'll see if that matters. And it looks like I'm just gonna purge.
Cool.
I don't want those data suckers. I don't want a Lamprey. Thank you, Cyberdex. Have a great day. So let us fix that just a wee bit, and we are back where we were.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna get really difficult. So
I'm having trouble, and I'm just commentating.
2 face downs in archives. R&D seems to be pretty open with 1 credit, and that is a high risk off the top.
Oh, does he give it to you?
Doesn't look like
Turntable? Too bad.
Turntable strikes again.
I was really hoping to see your turntable animation.
Archer. Okay. Things are bad. We are now at 5-5.
Basically game point, except you might try to go for a hostile takeover.
Yep. So Alex doesn't know that if he runs HQ, spends 1 card, or parasites that down for free, well, not for free, but with the data sucker, it goes down instantly, he can access an Atlas from hand to win the game.
Yep.
There's at least 3 points of agendas in hand. There are 3 face downs and archives, and I don't have a Jackson on the table. 2 Jacksons in the bin. things are looking a bit dicey at this point. Turntable hasn't done anything so far, but made me use the Atlas tokens, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But looks like we're going to check archives. Now is a really good time to check archives, and thank God, nothing in there. Some ice.
Has he milled any agendas?
So far this game, he's only milled one agenda.
Okay, cool.
That's how he got his first food.
That's right.
The only food in the deck because of influence limits. No data sucker counters on that, and things are going to look really, really difficult.
Yep.
No more card draw. He knows I have an archer, so if I have 4 credits and there's an ice on the table, you have to respect that.
Yeah. So you can build up your credits up to 4. He thinks you're doing that for the archer, but really you're doing it for the hostile takeover, maybe.
Yeah, right now, that last turn, if I did have 2 credits, so that 1 credit difference, I would have scored a hostile.
Absolutely.
And at that point, I also could have rezzed ice on R&D. I don't know if I do at this point on the basis that I want to score the hostile.
Yeah.
Bad pub seems to not be a problem at all in this matchup. If I had another Mark Yale, scoring another hostile is also really good, but alas, I do not.
Oh, Mark.
3 credits and a plat screed is on the table. We have lost another out.
Okay.
So the only way through this is either if Alex missteps and uses a lot on a run with Faust. Maybe
Sure.
I can kill him through plat screed. Looks like no clock coming from the Street Peddler. Install, advance. It's going to be a hostile takeover. I am back into business. We are back up and running here at Titan Transnational.
But you've only got that ice wall on HQ.
Yes.
He doesn't know you have agendas in there, but
He doesn't.
he can guess.
I'm not exactly sure how much influence he's seen. You can also maybe expect Snare. Snare is good with Atlas tokens.
That's true.
Snare into HQ on it.
Hasn't
on
he
a
already
legwork.
counted all the influence?
I don't know.
I guess he
think
hasn't seen all of it, maybe.
He hasn't seen all of it on the basis that I just drew a mid-seasons.
Sure. Oh, okay.
So we have 4 hidden influence at this point that he doesn't
Interesting.
know about. So we are back into the money. With 9 credits, you have to respect Archer. Archer could be anywhere, which can be problematic.
Yep.
Yeah, windows are closing really fast. There is another hostile in the deck, so I do have another open.
Okay.
If I top deck a hostile at any point in time, I can install advance, and go for the win.
Yeah.
6 to 5, though, is a really dicey place to be with only an ice wall protecting only 1 agenda in hand, I think. I don't know if there's usually about 3 influence of flexibility in noise decks.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean.
And I've seen a lot of people play Levy,
yes.
which he's not going to have money for that for a while, but a lot of other people play just a clone chip.
Yeah, clone chip.
And clone chip into Clot is something I can't play around
Nope.
on the basis of my cyber decks is in the archives.
That's
or
right.
in the archives. So we're gonna have a nice think about it.
Yeah.
I think imps are looking really good at this point. The problem is that he doesn't have credits to play Deja Vu. So if he wants to just take credits and slow down, that could be okay. 1 credit is enough to put a Parasite on a piece of ice. And it looks like I've had worse.
He's playing and I've had words. Well,
Yep.
he has the plastic out.
He has a Plascrete out.
He's not expecting net damage, so now it's time for Junebug to shine.
And I don't know what he's looking for, but he's looking for something. And I think an imp could be really good at this point if you're worried about things on HQ. Lampreys are also pretty decent at this point.
Sure.
He has, with this deck, I don't think he has any more economy besides installing caches. I don't think this is the kind of deck that runs daily casts, especially when you're tagged. It doesn't seem that good. Single access, that is another mid-seasons, so that's 4 influence of information. That card is not going to be that useful, and we are going to run on R&D last click, which is probably really smart, considering it's an Enigma. And that's the Jackson Howard accessed with no credits. Oh,
And no imp counters. That's
God, that is lucky.
oh boy.
So Jackson on the table. You notice my my R&D
deck is
there
kinda
is
thin.
really thin, and I'm still power drawing with Jackson.
Yeah.
If I can find that hostile takeover, I'm going to be in a really good spot. The problem is if I want to res Archer, that hostile takeover is not going to do it anymore. So...
But he doesn't know whether you have an archer out there or not. He doesn't know if you have one in hand.
He has to respect that.
Yeah.
The fact that I didn't res on R&D makes it seem like I don't. And now I have to throw things out. And I do have an Atlas in hand, and the question is, do I throw it in an Atlas? And if I do, I have to Jackson it back in. That means I won't Jackson better cards I want, like Psycho and other Jacksons. And that means that if I bleed access on R&D, he could see it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's smart. He is not going to be able to Hades Shard. I think there's only like 6 or 7 cards left in R&D at this point. Oh, things are going to get really close at this point. Yeah, I don't know. If you run CVS, if you run archives, CVS is going to probably fire.
Sure.
And you lose your data sucker tokens. Not the end of the world.
No, Apocalypse is the end of the world.
Yeah, technically, yes. That is the end of the world. Running HQ for one card, again, not bad.
Not bad. At this point, you might...
You can assume either I have the hostile in hand,
right,
or I threw all my agendas into the bin.
Yeah.
One or the other. I think you need to get that Jackson dead. For sure, Jackson has to go. Mm-hmm. Whether the best bet is to run that server, maybe see if I got to spend credits resing ice.
Yeah.
Scoring remote is a good place for Archer. We know where 2 Archers are already in this game. Where's the third one? That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Not a lot of ices res at this point. He knows I only need 2 credits to win. Looks like we're going to run...
Mother Goddess.
On R&D. That is a Mother Goddess.
She's a barrier right now.
She is a barrier, yep. That won't matter with the likes of Faust. 2 data sucker tokens is going to make that only a small road bump of a single card trash. I guess there's a lot of resources in this deck that are not worth it anymore. And that is going to be a deja vu. Single access is a Crisium Grid.
Again, no money to trash anything.
No money. There should be 2 data sucker tokens at this point. And this is interesting because I didn't pop Jackson, which means that there's probably agendas in archives.
That's a good point, because otherwise
you
would have diluted R&D a bit. Yeah.
Because I know there's a hostile in there. If he takes it, he won't win. And that might be the last agenda in the deck.
So now he's running archives.
Oh, actually, no, there's another high risk somewhere. It might be in my hand, in fact. Running archives is going to put 1 face down. That's probably a high risk or another agenda.
Sure.
Jackson's going to come back, and I have a 3rd Jackson in there, but it looks like it's just going to be a Psychographics.
Cool.
So now there's 2 cards that I could top deck to win.
But you're also telegraphing the fast advance.
I am. But without anything like a clone chip or clot, 1 fast advance has already gone through, so things look okay.
Fair, yeah.
So if I top deck a Psychographics and I have an agenda in hand, which I think I do, that's probably a good game. If I top deck what's it called? Hostile. That's also a good game. But R&D has now just been shuffled.
And he knows exactly how to get in there.
He does know how to get in there. We are going to run HQ, though.
Maybe. I wonder if he's running HQ because he thinks he doesn't have counters on data sucker.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Looks like we're going to take some data sucker tokens.
Random access.
Single access. And
that's the game.
And that is good game.
Ooh.
Oh, that is super close. I did have 2 kill cards in deck, and I would have top decked. It was the top decks were scorched into Psychographics. That was 1 turn away. Super tense.
That was a very, very, very close game.
Incredibly well played. I think running all central servers is what Alex had to do at that point.
For sure.
And there's only 2 agendas left in the deck. Hostile was a bit way down, but I think I could have squeaked out a kill if I had 1 more turn.
Yeah.
High risk was in hand too. There was 5 points in hand.
Wow. He accessed HQ a couple of times. Never saw an agenda.
Yeah. Oh man, so that was the most exciting game I played all day. The windows kept opening and closing based on board state. I think both of us had a lot of fun.
That was a solid game in Netrunner.
Yeah, we were going close to time too, so all those like long thought out turns were pretty tense on that basis.
Yeah.
Enigma, not so good with the
Just a chronotype, yeah.
So that is the end of Swiss. I finished 3rd. I think Alex might have finished 1st or 2nd, probably 1st. And out that we cut to top 8. It was a choice. We had maybe 22 players, but we chose to cut to top 8 just because there was a lot of players that came in from out of town.
Yeah, interesting.
So I went on and lost both of my games immediately in top 8.
Good.
So that didn't go too well for me. Pretty fun. I played against Joseph from Ottawa.
Cool.
And I lost to Inazuma into Komainu with double baddie. That took me out of top 8.
Oh boy.
I lost both side games, and that's instant death. It was pretty funny. But we're gonna, if you stay tuned, we're going to have the finals games coming up.
I can't wait.
Thanks for watching.
Bye, everybody.
Ciao.
But you didn't trash it, so then I was like, oh.
No, because I thought it was going to hold maybe a Plascrete or maybe another Clot, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. You still need 1 credit to pull it, and you were like at no money for the entire game.
No, and when you trash that Aesop, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I know.
I'm done in the water. I'm swimming.